One Archives preserve the history of the LGBTQ community and the great diversity of that community in really whatever way possible, whether it be text or video or audio or whatever materials. And then we provide access to that history. One Archives is the largest LGBTQ archives in the world, and I work there as an archivist. I went to school at UCLA. Got my degree in anthropology, sent letters to the Huntington Museum, to the Getty, to just other museums and libraries around LA, and the Getty responded, and I started working at institutional archives there, found it really rewarding. Went back to school, got my degree in library science and archiving, and ended up here, which was the best position I've ever had easily. One Archive started as a vision of Jim Kepner. In the 1940s, he realized his homosexuality and wanted to find information about who he was and his identity. So he went to libraries and found nothing. All there was medical textbooks that described what he had as a medical condition. He didn't view it like that. He viewed it as a very healthy part of his identity and who he was. So he decided that he needed to do it himself. He started collecting books and manuscripts. His apartment from the 1960s, it was hoarding these towering stacks of books and manuscripts and artwork, and he knew where everything was. He could point you to what you were looking for, and he was getting so much interest from all his friends and other researchers who were passing the word about him, they had decided to open his own archives. So in the 1975, he opened the Western Gay Archives, quickly expanded to the International Gay and Lesbian Archives as he started getting more international materials, and then it eventually became really the foundation of what we are here. So that's one side of the story. The other side of the story is that there's a group called the Mattachine Society, and they're the first sustained LGBTQ group in the United States. And they have these bold ideas. One of those ideas is that we needed a publication. And by 1953, they started doing the publication. The whole idea behind One is to provide information to the LGBTQ community. One develops this really ambitious research library, a lot of books, manuscripts, whatnot. And in 1990s, that's what merges with Jim Kepner's archives. And that's what forms the biggest LGBTQ archives in the world.